Hi, konnichiwa.
Hi
minasan.
everyone, konnichiwa.
So I'm here in Crete. This is a very special video. I've come all this way and I've come here to meet my Japanese teacher. And could you introduce yourself to people who don't already know who you are?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me, Terumi.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's somebody ring the bell to my home and
Right.
at my home and
So
it's from London and this is my
your
student.
house. This is where you work. Usually you have all your lessons online from here, and I've actually come to where you film your lessons.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm so glad that you actually visit me. Thank you so much.
Exactly. And then we're going to do a bit of a collaboration, so hopefully we're going to work together a little bit about Japanese language and what we can actually achieve. So from my experience, I used to practice Japanese through mostly textbooks, right? And at first I just learned the alphabet, some hiragana, and some phrases like kore wa pen desu, like typical phrases that they teach you. But when it comes to actually proper conversation, it's useless. And when I tried to look for Japanese teachers online, most of them are teaching from the book or wanting to just teach grammar. So they keep teaching you grammar exercises and you get very bored because it's not interesting stuff to actually practice. So when I started your course, your point is you can help them to master speaking first. If they want to do grammar, they can probably find somewhere else that could just teach the grammar. And you said that in 3 months you can become a good Japanese speaker, right? So that was like quite an amazing thing that you promoted. So can you explain just how somebody can go from being a beginner to actually Japanese speaker from 3 months? How does it work?
So first of all, my name is Terumi. I'm a founder of Japan Language Factory, and then I couldn't even speak English at all until at age of 29. You know, it's just recent. And then, you know, I have a child and then I want to really discover the world, but now I cannot speak English. Then how can I speak as soon as possible?
Okay.
You know, and I hate to study actually. Really, I hate study. I'm usually not good at study. You know, I'm not the person who can sit down, like open the textbook, you know, exactly this is a pen, this is a banana, this is an apple. Like I feel like forever I'm never gonna speak, you know, nothing.
So what did you do instead of learning from the textbook method?
Yeah, so that's why what I understand is, so I'm good at communication anyway. You know, if I meet Japanese, I know what to speak, what the people like it. You know, I had the business in Tokyo was, you know, like counseling, so I know like what the people like. And then so then I just need to know what the foreigners speak to me. So that's why the conversation flow, I just need to understand. I'm not gonna learn like a banana or apple that I'm never gonna use it. So I just need to know what the people ask me, and then I just need to know what I need to answer today. Then I can have, you know, 1 minute conversation, you know, 2 minutes conversation. I can extend the conversation. That was my idea. So that's why I'm doing here is a communication coaching. So what actually can make the conversation nicely, you can speak longer, you can actually understand each other. So that's gonna be like an engagement with the people that is for the business life, personal life, maybe making girlfriend, you know, that's all these things.
So when you were first learning English, what conversation were you having with people in English? And what did you talk about?
So what I understand is when I start living in Europe, people think about me is definitely I'm Chinese. So that's why
they got that wrong. So they make an assumption about you based on the way you look, and they think you must be Chinese.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why first communication will be, I'm actually not Chinese. I'm actually from Japan. And then people actually,
so they change their reaction about you, right?
Exactly.
Based on where you're from.
Exactly. So it's 99% is the same reaction. Oh, yeah, you're from Japan. You know, oh, I love Toyota, I love Suzuki, or oh, I love anime or something. Then next conversation, what I need to speak is, you know, actually about cow, actually about, you know, culture, you know.
So you learn some vocabulary about those subjects.
Exactly. Because I'm
never
never
want to talk about, right?
Exactly. I'm never gonna use this is a pen.
That's true.
Forever.
That's a pretty useless kind of sentence. Now, when I've been learning with Kazuyo, you know, one of your teachers, I've told her the phrases I wanted to use, and we often do something which is very kind of unique, so nobody else probably knows this phrase. So that's why it's quite valuable to each individual student.
Exactly, because when you meet natives, people speak to you that phrase that you never learned in the textbook, and of course you feel like, okay, what are you speaking? Because this sentence was not the textbook, and the people even like misunderstand. I need to learn more. I need to speak. I need to study more.
Right.
Then actually, I again go back to that. This is a pen book, And every time I come back to the real communication, they cannot understand anything.
Because there's a lot of textbooks out there. There's 3 stages to each textbook, isn't there?
Yeah.
So basic, advanced, intermediate. But really, you just have to start being a Japanese speaker straight away, I think.
Exactly.
Even
Straight
if you
to the
feel
point.
unconfident.
Yeah.
So one of the things which most people want to do, they want to make friends. So for example, you learn Japanese so that you can make Japanese friends, and you have to be a Japanese speaker to do that. So what kind of things do you think they can talk about with a Japanese person if they don't know much Japanese? What would be a good beginning conversation?
So definitely, because Japanese people cannot speak English, but also as I said it before our recording, if you ask the Japanese, are you interested into making friends or relationship with a foreigner, then I'm gonna definitely say yes, because everyone say yes. It's just that the problem is they can't speak the English. They can speak only Japanese.
I think that some Japanese people, they can speak English, but they don't get a chance to practice with English speakers very often.
Because it's Japanese. We have only Japanese classroom, we have only Japanese company, and whereas a foreigner...
You don't meet the foreigners very often in Japan.
Zero opportunity. We actually watch only Hollywood movie, Leonardo DiCaprio is cool, and Tom Cruise is cool.
Okay.
One day I really want to visit there. One day I really want to have a relationship then.
So they have this desire to meet foreign people or have a partner from another country, but they often don't get the chance.
Yeah, zero opportunity. And then at some point, it's gonna be a stupid idea to have communication skill in English, so that I don't have any opportunity.
Teach,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, so that's why of course they will never have any chance. Yeah.
So one of the unique things about obviously your method, the Tsurumi method, is that you learn 30 sentences and you progress each time, and you give each student have an hour lesson one-to-one.
Yeah.
And then you have the group session. What happened in the group session? What do you want to do about that?
So the group session is more about training about your confidence. Because speak different language in front of the people is like on the stage, right? Like you have to sing something on the stage. So I think if somebody never done, it's so stressful for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling okay, you're gonna do the lesson with a personal coach one by one. It's not so stressful. Then next step is group session, little bit speak Japanese in front of the people, maybe in front of 5 people, 10 people, and try to encourage themselves. Yeah.
So a presentation.
Yeah, exactly.
To other people, other students, and then the coaches.
I always say communication is about more entertainment and also physical activity. I don't really believe if somebody is really good at study and it's really smart, but are you sure really good at communication?
Yeah.
So that's why communication needs training. It's not about study with a textbook so you're good at the communication. So you need a training.
So you cannot just use the textbook, no matter how clever you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, how many of your students actually come from Japan?
So till now, it's almost 80 or 85% students are living in Japan. So that's why you are actually really rare.
Okay.
But it's you are really gonna be prepared to live in Japan. So now you're already fully prepared, and now you're go to Japan. It's so lucky.
Right.
Because most of people go there and they struggle, and then find the grammar book and go to the textbook, go to the actual college, spend thousands of time and money, and then finally, they found me after 10 years.
Right, and that's true because some of your students have already been living in Tokyo.
Exactly. We have a longest one is 25 years.
That's amazing.
And they never
even they're married to somebody Japanese.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't.
It's so crazy.
Seem possible.
Yeah.
So, how many also? So some of your students, they're already married. They met somebody when they lived in Japan, and they want to get better at speaking Japanese for their partner.
Yeah. And also, I think it's more socializing. They don't have any friends because.
That's common, isn't it? Yeah. That they didn't get to make Japanese friends.
Yeah. Always a wife, friends. But that's it.
They only make
but the life is entire life is like that.
Yeah.
It's boring,
It could be very boring. I think that's most people worry if they go to Japan they can't make friends easily.
Yeah.
That's the worry. So also when I signed up to your course, it was last year. You're quite new. How did you manage to promote your business so quickly and to get so many students?
So first of all, I started teaching Japanese was 6 years ago. because I started living in Greece was 6 years ago, and then before living in Greece, I was in Japan, and I had the cooking school, right? And then that was like more healthy food. And I came to Greece, and what can I do? What is like something it's good business? Because I've been entrepreneur many years, and then I can't find a job to work for somebody, so I try to be more creative. What can I do? Then 6 years ago I started, but it was more localized lesson. Only
so
I was
teaching
teaching
people living in Greece.
Yeah, exactly. Only like around here. And then what's happened is 2019 before COVID. And my old friends, who is like many years we working together as a business consultant, and he said like, okay, do you want to challenge a little bit more bigger market? Like Greece is okay, but also do you want to go more worldwide? And number one it's gonna be interesting. But then we're gonna make a website, and we're gonna make a target. So is it Greece or Greek or like English speaking countries?
Sure.
I can speak English better than Greek, so I think it's better like United States, UK, like a foreigner who live in Japan. Okay, so we're gonna make a website. That was end of 2019. And then COVID happened, right?
Yeah.
Like at the beginning
so
of 2020.
So it's actually good timing that COVID came around just as people, they can only learn online. So you managed to promote your business around the same time.
Exactly. So that's why we built the website. We built the how can I say, email marketing. Like, so we actually get the email, and then we send the email. Are you struggling to maybe being able to speak Japanese?
Right.
Are you still learning maybe grammar for many years? So actually, I really appreciate it that it's quite people are really struggling. Then they really cannot speak Japanese at all. I really even didn't believe that there's so many foreigners who live in Japan can't speak. I thought that it's only like maybe mainland United States or UK. So that's why I didn't really imagine that it's a foreigner who live in Japan can't speak. Yeah.
So most people, they found a job, and then they work in Japan, and then they need to learn Japanese. Now, some of us, we like the idea of living in Japan, and we want to have fun, and we don't necessarily want a girlfriend, but we would like to date over there. And a lot of the language teachers, they won't teach us any useful phrases about that. You have to talk to a girl, and it's a little bit different because in the UK it's quite direct. You might just say, can I have your number? But what's the better way to ask a Japanese person this kind of
So I think Japanese person is when they see you is as a foreigner, it has a huge boundary. Like, oh my god, I cannot speak, and then somebody talk to me, then it's still weird that it's like a movie star coming up and like talk to me something.
So your impression is that they are
really pressure. Like what can I answer?
People, slightly scary people a little bit.
Exactly. So that's why the first step is, of course, you need to speak Japanese first of all. Otherwise, there's no.
You cannot just go to Japanese, go, "Hi, I'm Rob," or how are you doing, baby?
So the first phrase is like, it depends on the situation. Let's say you met this person in a Starbucks. And you're sitting, and this girl is sitting there. And then let's say she's working like this, and then what are you doing? Like, 何してるの? Like, what are you doing?
So, I'm actually, are you busy working, or are you just reading something?
Some interest. The interest not to you, because it's too direct, tell me who are you. Then it's like, who are you, who you are. And then that's why not you, I'm interested in your activity is more, not scary.
Okay, so
like what are you doing?
In the way we approach first of all.
So that's why Japanese woman, you can't speak to directly something like I'm interested in you. You can say I'm interested in your activity, then it's much better.
It's different, right? Isn't it?
Exactly.
And I'm not talking about, like some pickup artist. This is just you might make friends with Japanese women, or you might want to date them. But the point is that you cannot just be so direct, and it doesn't really work that well. So for example, if you want to meet them at a bar or have a drink, you can just say, I'm going to this place. So you could say there's a really cool bar over there, and I'm going to go tomorrow. It'd be great if you come and join me.
So
then she has a choice to say yes or no. If she's interested in you, she'll probably come. So it take the
and
pressure.
And also if it's group, then it's better. You actually have one more friends, and then she has one more friend.
I think that's true, actually.
Because it's one-on-one. It's maybe if I have some trouble, how can I escape? But it's Group is
Yeah.
much easier.
So that's actually probably a less common way where in England, but in Japan I think that works really well. You kind of like have a group situation, so people can chat easily amongst with each other, and they got their friend there, so they feel really comfortable.
Yeah.
So I get the impression that most Japanese people like to meet somewhere like in a group, and maybe bar, restaurant, but they wouldn't really go to someone's home. Is that right? Until they know them.
Yeah, definitely. Not even like maybe first meeting. I'm very different people.
You're right, 'cause you invite them to
I'm
your
just
home
like,
straight
hey,
away.
welcome here. Like no problem.
Yeah.
But most of people actually, yes, they really need the time and trust and everything. So that's why I think it's better like until you really feel like a closer, meet outside, like maybe cafeteria, restaurant, or maybe movie, whatever, like something outside. Yeah. And then maybe some point after maybe 5 meetings, like you can ask like I have a home and I'm actually if you can cook, that would be great. I'm gonna cook
That's a good
something.
reason to invite her to your house, isn't it?
Because I
I wanna
have some
cook it for
reason.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to 5 times restaurant. It's a bit boring. Next time, like I can cook for you. Then like, interesting.
Yeah, so day 5, once you've gone out on a few days, you can then probably easily say, would you like to come to my house?
Yeah.
I have the feeling that most people live in quite small,
Yeah.
in Tokyo especially, they live quite small buildings and
Yeah.
there's not that much space, but they could still invite,
Yeah, exactly.
To the
My friends,
apartment.
everybody live in Tokyo and in small house, but it's like 5 people inside room and they're doing
Really?
party. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Like
that-
almost every weekend.
And how has it been with the lockdowns? Have people still been able to?
I think, till now, because I left Japan when I was 6 years, I can't say exactly, but what I can see, from my Facebook Instagram story, that it's what my friends is doing, is usually they actually more having a party in the home. But sometimes they still going out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you said that the clubs have closed?
Yeah,
more
club.
early?
I'm not sure. Like I have a music friends. They are going, but not really often. I see it's not often at all. So, but it's a normal restaurant, izakaya, and a home like a party they're doing. I think quite normal. I think Japan was less restriction than Europe for sure. So if you want to change your life with a Japanese speaking skill, seriously, join our master course, 2 months. So you can be ready to communicate with Japanese people after 2 months. So for example, you can maybe make Japanese friends, you can enter the Japanese company, you can try more conversation with Japanese people every day. So that's why your speaking skill grow up every day. So these 2 months, we're gonna make the foundation of your Japanese speaking skill. Then you can start speaking with Japanese people, real life or social media, on Instagram or Facebook or anywhere that you can actually have the chance to speak. So if you really want to change your life seriously with Japanese communication skill, speech skill, presentation skill, for the business, for the private, let's join the master course.